Hey everybody, it's Angie from The Road to Simple, and I'm going to do a different type of layout today. Instead of using stickers, I'm going to use stamps. So hang with me and we'll see how it turns out. If you're new to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by, and those who visit me often, I'm glad you're back with me. So what I'm going to do today, I've thought about doing this for a while and I just never have done it, and that is to use stamps on my layout instead of stickers. So I've put down a couple of just pieces of white paper here just to protect my table and also to be able to stamp off the edge. So I'll show you what I mean. But I used to be a Stampin' Up dealer, so I have lots of stamps. I have decluttered some of them. I'd made a video about decluttering them a while back, a lot of my craft supplies, so I did kind of simplify what I had and kept several different stamps and several different ink pads. So what I thought I would do, I have this stamp that is a leaf. We're in October when I'm filming this. This is kind of stems and leaves too. This is some berries, and I thought I would just use some greens and browns to do a October stamped spread. This I thought I might throw in as well. It's just a little frame, so I thought I might use this in place of a sticker box. So my stamp pads are kind of old and a little bit ratty looking, but I just picked out a old olive, a darker brown, and a lighter brown that I thought I would use for these particular stamps. Let me show you a technique that we use in stamping, which is called stamp off. You ink up your stamp really well, then you stamp once to get some of the heavy ink off, and then you stamp again, which gives you a lighter look. And even this one would probably even do it 3 times. Yep, look at that, pretty. I have this cleaning pad and solution that I spray on here. Find my solution. So I just spray my cleaner on here. Then I can wash it off and dry it. And then I'm ready to use another color. So let's see what this green looks like. I like this old olive color. It's one of my favorite greens. So let's see what this looks like. Oops. Good thing I tested that. So this has got a dip in it and it's not getting the middle of the stamp, so that's why I got to move it all the way to the edge. Yep, so I think we can do a mixture of brown and green leaves. And here's this one, so we can see what this one looks like. Now this one, it's kind of easy to see where you're not getting it covered. Just having to ink it up from the edge of the pad instead of the center of the pad. Yeah. So I like the way it looks after you stamp it off a couple of times, actually, more than the first time. So I think we'll be doing a lot of stamping off on this one. So let's get our stamps lined up here. We've got the green. This is the middle brown and the darker brown. I really think this lighter brown, it may be all I need to use is just these two. Let's start off with the green leaves and then add the brown on top. So I'm going to put my pages together here so that I can stamp across the middle of this if I want. Stamp off the edge of it. So let's start with the green ink. Make sure I get it on here as best as I can. And I'm going to stamp off first to get the heavy one off first. And then I'm going to do like so. You can get 3 stamps out of this, I believe. Yep. And even another one if you really wanted it to be really light. I'm going to turn some of these where the leaves are coming down in a different direction. How cute is that? So simple. So simple. We clean this off. Use my cleaner to clean that green ink off, and then I'm going to use the light brown. I'm going to stamp off over here to the edge first to get that heavy look off. If you wanted to use the heavy look, you could, but I'm not wanting to use the heavy look for this. So let's make some leaves fall in this direction. Maybe here. I just think this is really pretty. Let me go back to this green one. Let's put a few green leaves and stems in. I think I'll have this one going across the edge down here. Maybe one up here. This off the edge here. Now, any place I have this will be easy enough to write over. So I'm going to put some of these that are just very, very faint out here too. You can see how faint they are, but that looks really nice. All right, I need some more brown. Let me wash this one off. Now, I know that's going to be too heavy, so I'm going to stamp off first. You can see where certain areas hit well and certain areas that didn't. So we'll try to remember that when we place this down. That's pretty dark. Let's try it here. It's a little darker than I like, but that's okay. Not perfect, but that's all right. Part of the beauty of doing stamps like this is that it is supposed to be imperfect. Let's see what these little berries look like. And I could do them if I had a red. I don't think I have a dark red anymore. When I got rid of some of my things, I think I may have let that go. But you could add your berries like in the same clump with your leaves if you want. Or do them separate. I really don't think I need a whole lot more than that. Now, let's see what this one looks like. This I thought I could use in place of a box. what I'm thinking is I'm not going to try to get this to line up in a box just exactly right. I was thinking I would kind of scatter them and then use my whiteout pen to color in the lines. So let's see if I go to this darker one. Let's see what it looks like. Now for this one, I probably don't want to stamp off. I probably want to use it full ink, but let's just do it on here to see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's cute. Oh, how cute is that? Okay, love it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write my 1, 2, 3 over this for the week. And then I'm going to just scatter some of these boxes for feature areas. So let's see how that looks. Now let me make sure I get my darker one here. This is the darkest one. You could use something else, but I think this is best. I know I have an event on the 7th, so I'm going to stick this right here. It's going to kind of cross between 7 and 8 here. That's all right. So I'm going to put at least one of these feature boxes on kind of every day. I could also turn some of them the other direction if I wanted to, but I think for this one I'm going to do it like this. Now I'll show you what I'm going to plan on doing down here. I want to have a large box for something here, so I'm going to make this a heading and then use this whole section for something here. Do another one here. All right, I may be messing this up, but I'm going to try it, and I'm going to do a couple of them going the other direction. Ooh, and I think I just put that down crooked. I did. I put it down crooked. Can't change that. Oh well, you get the idea. Feels like I need one more down here. Let's do one more down here. And I'm going to lap it across here a little bit. This may look a little odd, but okay, so here's my plan, is to take my Jelly Roll pen and color in the white lines here. So that I can use these boxes just like I would use a sticker box. I can write a heading in there, or I can write a appointment or an event. I need to go over some of these twice to get them covered good. And you could use stickers to put inside of these boxes if you wanted, but my idea was just to make this stamps and markers. Go over some of this twice. Need to let that dry more before I go over it again. But my idea was to use this as one whole section, so I could actually take a marker and block that out. So let's see what kind of shape these markers are in. I could use these to draw. Yeah. So here's what I was envisioning. I was making this one section here. So this would be my Road to Simple section. I need a lot more space for that. And I could just put to do here if I wanted, and this could all be different to-do lists. I don't necessarily have to use these for headings. I just think I will use that one for a heading. But this one might be good to do a box right here and say, make it something. Let's see what this green looks like. It might be a little bit too much. The green is awful dark. I think I'm going to stay with the brown. And I think I'll make this maybe a shopping list, or not sure. This could be my gratitude list. That would be nice. I don't have to draw any more boxes if I don't want to, but I kind of almost feel like I need to. Maybe this. Just to kind of even that out a little bit. And then the rest of the boxes I'll just leave plain. Cute. I like it. Move these out from under everything now that we don't need them. Now we can see a little bit better how this looks. Let's see if this is dried a little bit so I can go back in here again. Yeah. I want to make this my top 3. So I might actually just write that in here. Top 3. And I think I will just make that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can write my top 3 in there. And this is going to be my Road to Simple. Let me see how this pen looks on the, yeah, I can use the fine tip side of it instead of the big side. And I'll write in here. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, I was going to use this for my mom and dad's anniversary, but I'll put it there. I know it's actually this day, but I know which day it is, so I'm going to just write this in here. I normally do a home focus, a to-do list, a shopping list, declutter list. I'm going to make this my gratitude list. Then I'll fill those in. I think I'll just make this just say to do. Simple like that. And remember. And over here, I'm gonna make this my home focus. I use this just for a reminder to do a little bit extra in a certain area of my home each week. So each week of the month is a different area. I could make a shopping list here. I'll make this declutter. Always try to declutter in a certain area a little bit every week if I can. This could just be just weekend things. I do usually go shopping on the weekend and run errands. Actually, I think I'll just make this say weekend to-dos. Now let's see what happens if I try to put a little bit of green, maybe color this in green to go with the other green. Maybe use a little bit of green on this. I'll probably put some bullet points in here. Let me just go ahead and do that. Should I do them in green or should I do them in brown? Let's do them in green. I'm going to do them in this small size of my marker. I always have a lot of things to do here, so let's see. I think I can do about 4 like that. I'm not going to put bullet points in here. I'm just going to write in here. I could put bullet points here. All right, let's do that. I'll spread these out a little bit. Certainly got that one crooked, but oh well. It's all right. This is just for me to look at, so don't like the way that looks after I did that. So let me try this. I'm going to try going on the outside edge of it, see if that makes it look any better. Might make it look worse, but I'm going to try it and see. It's all right. Now here's one more thing I think I will do just to tie in this brown is to go over my dates in brown. Use the thin side of the marker instead of the thick side. Yeah, if I used the thick side, I was just afraid it might be too heavy. All right. Maybe I will put shopping in here just to fill that in. Do this. So then I can space these out well. I'm going to do top and bottom, then one in between, in the middle. I usually don't have a lot of things on my shopping list because I use this for things other than grocery shopping. So it's just odd things that I have to pick up in other places. So I think that's going to do it. What do you think? I would love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know if you have rubber stamps and you think you might try this. You may be someone who loves to make cards and other things with rubber stamps, and maybe you've already even tried this. But some of you might have just a few stamps in your craft supplies, and you might want to pull those out and just try to see how it works using them on your calendar pages. So I think this turned out neat. This is something I'd been wanting to try for a long time, and I just never had stopped to do it. So today was the day, and I'm glad I did. I mentioned early on in the video, I believe, that I had decluttered a lot of my craft supplies a while back, and I'll link to a video up above at the top of the screen about that one if you'd like to watch that, and maybe you can relate to having lots of craft supplies and that you need to try to simplify those down a little bit. So I need to do that again. I can see as I'm getting these out, and especially after I'm seeing that maybe some of these stamps are not in good enough shape to use anymore, that I'll need to get rid of some of them. So I might end up putting that on my declutter list before too long. Go through my craft supplies again. I didn't mark on this particular layout a place for self-care, but I will be putting something on my plan as I do every week. Just something good for me, a time to be still and think about things, or maybe I can go get a massage, or just something that helps me to put me first for a change. We get so busy with all our to-dos and the things that we have to do for our families and work and other things that we neglect ourselves sometimes. So I do encourage you to put something on your plan for you because you are worth it. So please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. I'm going to link to my Plan With Me playlist at the end of this video, so you can just click on that and watch for lots of different ideas, give you some inspiration for your calendar. I think it's always fun to flex our creative muscles when we do this, and having a nice pretty calendar layout makes for a calendar that we will use more often because it's pretty and it's fun to do. So stick with me on the road to simple, and we will do calendar planning and other things to simplify your life. Please check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.